It's been like 3 weeks. Ridiculous. What am I doing? Where was I? Where were we? Heading in this general direction. You appear to have a gap at the bottom of your door. And it's also locked. A gap at the bottom of that door. Hello!
Give me a moment. Sorry I'm such a mess. I just lost a patient and a dear friend. Yulia. She was a good woman.
What happened?
She was poisoned. She came in here frothing at the mouth. Normally I'd treat her with resin of silphium, a rare plant which is perfect for this sort of thing. And I knew Decius had some at his market stall, right around the corner. So I ran over there, but he just looks at me with this evil smile and says, "That'll be 1,000 denarii." There was no way I could afford that, and he knew it. Then that toad shrugs and says, "Supply and demand. I guess you don't value your friend's life that highly." Anywhere else, I'd just pay a thug to steal it from his stall. But there's no way I can do that down here with the golden rule. So all I could do is come back here and just watch her die. I kept on apologizing. And now I'll never know who poisoned her, or how they managed to do it without breaking the golden rule, or why she cursed that snake's cruel black eyes with her dying breath.
Well, that's another bunch of stuff that I can look into. Anything I can do to help with that?
Well, unless you have the power to bring someone back from the dead, there's really just one thing you can do. Get me that silphium resin. I'm going to have another patient in here soon. Could be in the next day, or in the next hour. And I will not allow this to happen again. I don't care how you get it, but you have to make it happen. Because if I lose another patient this way, I swear to the gods below, not even the golden rule will stop me from marching up to that genetricum fututo and scratching his eyes out.
I'll see what I can do. Just, watching all of those objectives there. Who might you be?
I'm Lucretia, and I'm going to be straight with you. I'm not a physician. This is Nevia's clinic. I've just been filling in ever since she disappeared. I'm tired and out of my depth and miserable all the time. But I'd rather take this on myself than let one of you lot mess it up.
Well, you can't be that bad at it if you know exactly what somebody who's poisoned needs to unpoison them. Unpoison. Antidote. Heal. It doesn't matter. I think I just... well, yeah, more generally, how did you end up here?
My husband and I moved to Rome from Caesarea. He embraced the Roman way more than I would have liked, and turned into an awful philanderer. I would have divorced him and demanded the return of my dowry, but I knew he would sooner have me killed than give me my right. So I waited for the right time to take what was mine and disappear. And then the fires came. As he prepared to evacuate our villa, I gathered our most precious belongings, coins and gemstones, and the moment his back was turned, I ran. I could barely see for the smoke, and the streets were full of people trampling each other. I ran for the river, like everyone else, and leapt in. The next thing I remember, I was waking up on a riverbank, not far from here.
Another river?
It's all right. Say what you will about this place. At least my fornicating husband will never find me. And while there's no shortage of snakes here, at least with the golden rule, they have to try to be discreet about it.
I wonder how the golden rule works. If there are people still getting away with things, it can't be omnipotent. Why are you working out of a shrine?
Oh, this shrine was in use as a clinic long before any of us arrived here. Kind of strange to set up a clinic in the temple of the god of disease. But the god who inflicts a curse is also the only god who can undo it. So I suppose praying to Apollo for healing kind of makes sense.
I've heard of worse ideas.
Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good too. Until she suddenly lost all interest in us. One day she told me she'd made some profound discovery about the golden statues. This changes everything, she kept saying. But I had no idea what she was talking about. The last time I saw her, the last time any of us saw her, she was muttering to the statues, like she could talk to them. And then she shut herself in the palace, barred the door from the inside, and nobody's seen her since. She's been gone so long now, we figure she's either dead or up to something so strange that she doesn't want anyone else to know about it. But I really wish I could reach her, because that's the only hope I have of solving a troubling problem, a real thorn in the paw situation. One of my patients is suffering from terrible rheumatism. His joints are inflamed and he's in constant pain.
Go on.
He's become so irritable that the smallest things set him off, and I worry he'll end up losing his temper and lashing out, and you know what that means. I just know Nevia would know how to treat him, assuming she's still alive. But nobody seems to know how to get into the palace.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, I suppose.
Do you know a way out of here?
I wish. Some people here need proper medical care, not the half-baked, hanging by a thread excuse for treatment I'm giving them. Just don't get sick or injured here. I'll do my best to treat you, but I'm out of my depth and dangerously short on everything you can imagine.
What do you think about the golden rule?
A city without sin might sound good on paper, but whoever dreamt it up didn't think it through. Maybe it was an attempt to create some kind of utopia. But snakes like Decius will always find loopholes to exploit. And what can we do about it? Absolutely nothing. In some ways, we are worse off because we can't take the law into our own hands.
I keep hearing the statues whispering. Is that normal?
Oh no. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you, but no, that is definitely not normal. There was one other person who claimed she could hear the statues talking to her. But that was Nevia, and she went a little mad.
I need to speak to Nivea.
Well, she used to run the clinic. She was a midwife, not a physician, but she was the closest thing we had down here. And she was good too. Until she suddenly lost all interest.
Dialogue.
This changes the last time, and then she's been gone. But I really
Yeah, patient
He's become
confidentiality.
Thank.
Can we talk about... I've forgotten how you pronounce all the names. It's been too long.
Sure. What do you want to know?
Do you think she was poisoned or was it self-inflicted?
Do you really want to know? I mean, if somebody poisoned her, then surely they would have broken the golden rule, and so maybe it's best we don't discuss it.
I suppose. Did you hear her say anything about escaping?
How did you know that? Yes, she did mutter something about the only way out. A few times, but nothing more than that, I'm afraid.
Do you know what poisoned her?
Hemlock, I believe.
Ah. I have heard of that. Any reason why she might have wanted to die?
I haven't seen her in months. She's not allowed to leave Malleolas' villa, and they are quite secretive.
Let's talk about something
Gladly.
else. As in nothing.
Well, come back if you get sick or injured. Day or night, I'll do what I can.
Plants. Flames. This fella. Okay. A little bit of a market. Hello.
Greetings and salute greetings. I'm Georgius. It gladdens me to see another foreigner in our midst. We must stick together, you and I. And I must say, my sartorial friend, your clothing is most extraordinary. Leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching, and such a curious design. I have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus to the farms of India, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Tell me, I must know, from which exotic part of the world do you hail?
Trust me, this will be high fashion in a couple of thousand years.
Then you are an explorer, like me. Wonderful. You must have many stories to share. I cannot wait to hear them. We will have much time here to get to know one another. But for now, do you require assistance? I know you do not require clothing, so information perhaps?
That would be lovely. Hoops to you.
My story? How kind of you to ask. I am a tailor and I run the humble shop in the forge.
That explains why you're quite so interested in the clothing, though to be honest, I'm surprised nobody else has brought it up yet. Why set up a tailor shop here?
You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror of the Golden Rule, and so few customers, why bother setting shop at all?
Mainly the few customers part, yes.
I'll tell you, it is precisely because of the Golden Rule that I wish to remind my friends of the importance of looking one's best. I say, the more of our customs we preserve down here, the more we can preserve a semblance of normality, the better our chances of keeping our heads. Don't you agree?
To an extent. Suppose so.
Oh, and there is another reason too. If we all end up as golden statues for future generations to marvel at, I don't know about you, but I would like to look my best.
Ah, yes. Sure. How did you end up here?
A good question. A very good question indeed. And I would be happy to tell you if only I could remember it clearly myself.
Bit of a stumbling block there. What do you remember?
I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares, and drowning in coin, I decided to celebrate my success. I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few select friends, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite wine money could buy. Quite a lot of it, in fact. Now, I have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert sands more than once, but none of that compares to this. This time, I remember people screaming, then falling into a void as empty as time before creation, gasping for air, and then nothing. When I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber, gods know how many miles from my villa.
The Tiber again?
Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying a little extra weight. I believe it kept me afloat. In any case, it seems I'd been rescued and resuscitated by a benevolent stranger. I went to find firewood for his campfire, stumbled across a cave, and discovered that trapdoor temple. And here I am.
Same trapdoor temple, huh?
Anything you like.
Do you know a way out of here?
Shh! Not so loud. What are you playing at? Have you not been told about the last attempt?
No.
Oh, then I suppose this duty falls to me. It is a long story.
I have time.
Aha, you are witty. I like that. Of course, the first question any of us asks when we first arrive is, how do I escape? It is only natural after all. And scaling the chasm wall is out of the question, for it is simply too steep and too far. But as they say, if the wind fails, use the oars. And here the second option is to leave the way we came in, through the shaft above the bathhouse. See, the shaft is quite high, but if one gathered up enough wood, one could make a series of ladders and climb one's way out.
Scaffolding? Why hasn't anybody used scaffolding?
They have. I am getting to that. There was an attempt, made by resourceful fellows who lived here some years ago. They even decided to keep records of their escape attempt for posterity. Unfortunately, as soon as they began to carry the first ladder down the hallway, they heard a godlike voice saying the entire city, and that, tragically, is where their tale ends. So it seems that to merely attempt escape is to invite the wrath of whichever god oversees this place, and so I say it is best to not even discuss it aloud.
Oh, escaping up the shaft with ladders. Got it. What do you think about this golden rule, huh?
Ah, yes. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. As a Greek, this is nothing new to me. It is how our gods operate.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Have you not heard the tale of the god Hades? He was the first to learn this dreadful lesson when he abducted Persephone and imprisoned her in the underworld. When Demeter, the mother of Persephone, learned of this, she did not punish Hades, the guilty one. Instead, she changed the climate of Earth so that it became hot and dry. Nothing grew. The grain turned to empty husks and the rivers dried up. Innocent people died by the tens of thousands until at last the other gods were forced to act, lest they have no worshippers left. So yes, we know this rule. This has always been the case. The Golden Rule has merely brought it into focus.
I thought it was more to do with Zagreus escaping, but okay, if you say so.
If we are to survive, I say we must each heed the simple wisdom of Thales of Miletus, first of the 7 sages of Greece, who said, "Avoid doing what you would blame others for doing."
Easier said than done.
Regrettably, I think you are correct, my friend. For even if 99% of us adopt this principle, that will never be enough. Sadly, no matter how well we protect ourselves, the life's work of many good people can be undone in the blink of an eye by a single selfish act.
That is a pessimistic view of things, but also not incorrect.
Ah, the voice of experience. I am sorry for your loss, my friend. But on a lighter note, I will say one thing for the Golden Rule. For all their grim and haunting poses, these golden statues do make magnificent models for my clothing, do they not?
Macabre. Who are you gonna vote for?
That, my friend, is quite the dilemma. But after some reflection, I'm leaning toward voting for Malleolus. I do not enjoy the thought of another visit from Domitius if I voted the wrong way. But of course, I hope that our paths cross again soon, my friend.
I'm gonna leave attempting to manipulate votes alone for the time being. Chair. Chest. I'm not gonna steal the stuff. Dye is made from insects. Statues.
Don't you just love springtime? Ah, it's you again. Hope you're settling in, friend. Now, what's on your mind?
Oomp's to yoom.
Well, it's a long one and kind of sad, but I don't mind telling it.
I have time.
I'm a farmer. Always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum, with my parents and 2 little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. Sprinted so fast I almost threw up, but by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young, and it was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle. But there were more of them, and never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters, dead. And they left me alive to see what they'd done. Still burns whenever I think about it.
There appears to be a bit of a commonality with fire here. Not with everybody, but that's a couple of times now.
Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica led thousands of Britons in a rebellion against the Romans. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved. So, then I found myself being transported all the way to Rome to be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans' ways, Romanized my name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me, and I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. I'd never seen anything like it. Human beings acting like cattle. I got swept up with them somehow, and the rest was a blur. The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river. Stumbled across this place and started my life over again.
I hope you're taking care of yourself.
Thanks. I'm glad things worked out in the
That's
end.
what I thought too, for a while. But it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet. See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans. Or so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bits for himself, of course.
Of course.
He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe him, but then, what if he's right? So, it turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the Legion thugs who took everything from me. I'm right back where I began. But don't you worry, Nemesis is waiting. And he'll get his, one day. He'll get his. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away, sometimes.
Sure.
Thanks, friend. I knew I liked you. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Was there something else you wanted to talk about?
Do you know a way out of here?
Well, as much as I'd love to get out of here, the harvest's always more fruitful in another man's field, isn't it? But Scintilla, Sentius's daughter, went missing a few weeks back. Could be she found a way out.
So I've heard.
If anyone knows for sure, it'll be her sister, Sentia. But she'd never tell the likes of me.
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
Oh, I don't give it much thought these days. I mean, everybody here's got their own view about what we need to do to survive. But I say, let's spend less time arguing about what it means to be good and just get on with it, you know?
What do you think about the election?
I can't see how I could vote for either candidate. I don't like Sentius much, but Malleolus is almost as bad. Even I could do a better job. Me, a farmer. And I've never given a speech or put on a toga in my life.
Why don't you go get yourself on the ballot?
All right, see you around.
Maybe people would vote for you. Yeah, none of you can. A shopping list. Things to buy once I've escaped. Seat on the Senate. Various chariots. Couple of villas. Shrine. Sculpture of Ares. That I can clip through the camera. Crates. Up.
Salve.
Salve.
Ah, a new face. Salve. and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil. You arrived on a sad day, friend. What with Julia's death? I wish we could have met under better circumstances.
Who are you?
Well, I'm an architect. Or at least I was back in Rome. That's probably too grandiose a term to describe what I do here. Help out with repairs and try to stop old buildings from collapsing on people, that kind of thing. But you probably don't want to hear about the ingenious architecture or mysterious history of this place.
Important job. Tell me about the architecture.
Gladly. Personally, my favorite thing about this place is the aqueducts. Those series of adjoining arches.
I know
They're
what
an
aqueducts are.
ingenious feat of Roman engineering, with a very practical purpose. They take fresh water coming from outside the city and distribute it all across the chasm. It's funneled below the palace and into a cistern beneath the great temple. Some of it flows down into another cistern beneath the villas, and the rest is funneled to the shrine of Proserpina, where it fills the lake, and allows us to fish and farm.
If they bring water into the city, could we go back in the opposite direction and follow the flow of the water and get out that way?
Hey, not so loud. Just talking about that could anger the gods for all we know. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you'd have to find a way inside somehow. Just, please, try to be a bit more discreet about it.
Potential plan there. Get into the upper cistern. Tell me about the temple up on the bluff.
You mean the great temple? This one's a bit of a mystery. Given the way it's positioned so prominently, looking down on us, it's clear that whoever built it felt it was the most important temple in the city. Unfortunately, someone else went out of their way to keep its purpose a mystery. You see, usually a temple is dedicated to a particular god, like Proserpina or Diana or Apollo. Usually, that god is obvious. But in this case, it's unknown. There's an obelisk out the front, which probably used to bear the name of this unknown god. But it appears some barbarian defaced it. And of course we can't get inside because it's locked up tighter than the Temple of Saturn in Rome. And that contains the treasury. So we're all left wondering, which god is that temple dedicated to? And could it be the one responsible for the Golden Rule? Unless somebody figures out a way inside, I suppose we'll never know.
Suppose we'll have to figure out a way inside. Tell me about the city's history. More
I'm
generally.
glad you asked. Some of these shrines were constructed hundreds of years ago, which means Romans have been arriving here for at least that long. But there's one thing that puzzles me. The oldest shrine in this avenue isn't Roman at all. It's Greek.
It's all Greek to me. Isn't it common for the Romans to copy Greek art and architecture? They were kind of adjacent to one another after all.
Well, yes, that could be the reason. Or it could mean that there were Greeks living and worshipping here before the Romans arrived. Which begs the interesting question, who really built this place? And could it be far older than any of us imagine? If only there was a way we could talk to the people who came here before us. The stories they could tell.
Well, the statues do speak to me, so it could be possible.
Of course.
Do you know a way out of here?
You wouldn't believe how often the new ones ask that question. But I'd tell you the same thing I tell everyone else. There are much worse places to live out your days. You might have a few sleepless nights thinking about the Golden Rule, but once you get used to the fear, knowing that a single slip-up could cost you everything, it's not too bad. Nothing new to me, anyway.
What do you mean?
Oh, I just mean I grew up in the Batavi tribe, far to the north in Novio Magus, and learned to expect a bit of hostility. They weren't nearly as tolerant as the Romans.
What do you think about the Golden Rule? You've kind of already said what you think about the Golden Rule, but I'm going to ask you again anyway.
Some people say it's divine, the work of a god, but I'm not so sure. It just seems so flawed to me. Like it's distinctly human. I mean, once you've been here long enough, you'll notice people doing things that just seem so wrong to you. But this so-called God doesn't seem to care. Which means one of two things. Either you don't know the difference between right and wrong, or this unknown God doesn't. And I'm pretty sure I know the difference. Do you? Fair enough.
I noticed the graffiti. Why does someone think you're a sinner? I didn't notice any graffiti. But apparently my inner monologue did.
Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a problem with my preference for male company.
I see.
And when you grow up in the north, as I did, in the city of Noviomagos, you expect a bit of hostility. The Batavi are not known for their tolerance. I saw enough friends killed or driven away to know the cost of not keeping your personal affairs to yourself. So I hid who I was for, what was it, nearly 10 years? Watching what I said and where I looked. But that kind of fear eats away at you slowly, until living isn't any better than the thing you were afraid of. Needless to say, since I'm now living underground, halfway across the known world, with an assumed name, my openness didn't go down well among the enlightened folk of the Batavi.
Go on.
In any case, the Romans are far more accepting, and among them, I get to be who I am. Or at least, I thought that was the case. It seems I was wrong.
I also thought that was the case. Based on what I know of the Romans. I didn't think they minded that kind of thing that much. You know who's writing the graffiti?
It's not just graffiti. I have quite a collection of handwritten notes too. The strange thing is, I keep my personal affairs to myself. I've never really been interested in any of the men here. Not my type. So I'm not sure what I could have done to upset this person. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably one of those cultists.
Cultists?
Strange bunch. They insist there's only one God, and that he considers my nature a sin. Can you believe that? If there are any of them here, they won't admit it. Not since they supposedly burnt down half of Rome last year and went into hiding. All I know is, if these threats keep escalating, eventually my secret admirer is going to cross a line and break the golden rule.
I'll look into it.
What?
Along with everything else.
I didn't expect that. But thanks. It's always a pleasure to meet someone so selfless. I'm glad you arrived when you did. I'd start by figuring out who the cultists are. Or maybe ask around among the merchants here. Someone who lives or works in the forum must have seen something. But if you find them, please don't hurt or humiliate them. I suspect they're just confused.
Got it. I'll see what I can do. Who are you gonna vote for?
Well, Malleolus is talking about loosening some of the restrictions in this place. And while it's all a bit vague, at least he has a vision. My vote isn't for sale, if that's what you're asking.
Didn't really have a choice. There was only one dialogue
Nice to
option.
talk to you.
Alright. Climb on that thing. Do you really want to be responsible for the sin that destroys us all? Shovel. Made of bronze. What are the extra little holdery things for? Never seen a shovel that looks quite like that. How do I go up and down? Scroll wheel. They may not see you yet, but I want you to know I see you. What's going on back here? Bathhouse. Always remember they're watching. They. Them. It is the temple. What's this random rope or cable about? Using fresh water comes from the aqueduct behind it. Nobody got a companion cube. Okay, well. Can do a spot of jumping. I don't think there's any way through there anyway. Brazier fell over. A bow? Lock myself in. Don't try to follow me. Nothing good will come of it. Obtain a bow. The assassin's bow. Fireflies. Arrows. I have some arrows now. What you pointing at? What's that square all the way over there? It doesn't look like a natural rock formation. Money that I can just take. Money that doesn't belong to anybody. Sisyphus? Whoa. Tree? What's this random bit of path going? Locked door. Find a creative way into the upper cistern. Alright. Won't move. It's a rope. But why? Okay, goes down on the other side. We're back over there. Jump! Great temple door, locked. Jump? Assassins treating it up, are we? Very well. Up!
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been.
Found a way into the villa. Ooh. A key. Yoink. Ooh. Got a way in. Hello.
Eggshells, yes.
He's busy.
No, should you walk on
The election started. Guess I was too slow.
Did you just leap into my villa from a balcony 100 feet above?
Now he wants to talk. I'd rather just have a look around though now. Nice urn. Hello?
I'm not supposed to be in here.
Indeed I'm not.
Talk. What business could you possibly have with me?
Why are you locked in this room?
My marital affairs are no concern of yours. Thank you very much.
Who are you?
I think a better question is, why am I being interrogated by a stranger who just barged into my villa?
Didn't barge
I have
anywhere.
quite enough
Jumped.
marriage trouble already, without having to explain to my husband why I am receiving strange men in private.
Do you know a way out of here?
Preferably the way you came in, by which I mean, please leave.
Gravity doesn't work that way. What do you think about the golden rule?
I think it's about to be broken if you don't hurry up and leave.
It's not very nice.
The dainty little thing from next door. Of course not. As much as I despise her father, I would never lay a finger on that poor, sweet child. Well, I've had quite enough of this. Demetrius, come quickly. We're being robbed.
Robbed. He's busy with the election.
Do I need to call Demetrius? Get out.
You just did. He's busy. Besides, no barging was done. Well, that's a lot of money. Nice place. Mm-hmm. Good old purple carrots. Julia to her captors, Malleus and Claudia curse you to the depths. Empty bottle for hemlock. Interesting. As to his lost love, may God watch over you. Know that I held on as long as I could, but without you my life is meaningless. Couple of interesting things. Did everybody go? Up.
What have you discovered? Oh,
What do you think about the golden
you know,
rule?
some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing God who's watching everything we do.
But what kind of an awful, incompetent god would let my sister go missing on his or her watch?
Maybe it's best if you don't go insulting gods, just in case.
Oh, I'd say it to their faces if they had the courage to show themselves.
They
Did you
never
hear
do.
that? Curse you, you coward! Where is my sister? What do you have to say for yourself? No response. Nothing. That's what I thought.
Well, at least we know blasphemy doesn't break the golden rule.
I'm telling you, this mysterious god of ours has to be asleep on the job. Either that, or, like people are saying, it really is just a children's fable my father is exploiting to frighten us into behaving.
I suppose we'll find out.
I suppose we will. Of course. What have you discovered?
Nothing.
Yes, please do.
Don't know which way everybody went. There's some people still around.
How did you get in there, you cheeky little stirkers?
Isn't the great
If I
temple
cop an info from
majestic?
Malleolus, I'll be coming for you.
Pretty nice.
Arve again. Did you find what you need?
Discovered a couple of things.
And did you notice anything? A pattern?
Rivers.
Yes. I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current.
What else?
Some people mentioned an encounter with a stranger on the riverbank.
Yes, I also had such an encounter.
So did
what
I.
else?
That's it for now.
There are definitely some common threads there. But I think we'll need at least a few to ensure we're not just seeing coincidences.
Fair enough.
Asking people how they wound up here. I don't want us to rush to any conclusions yet. Livia's fate weighs heavily on my mind and dictates we should be sure. Yes, you should ask the others first. Come back to me once you've acquainted yourself with the rest of our neighbors.
I'll just keep exploring then.
Hey! You're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you?
I wasn't, but now I am.
Contrary little cap at murder, aren't you?
Suppose so.
Nobody's told you about Hannibal? Ugh, why do I have to do everything round here? So, there was this guy called Hannibal, right? Funny accent. Used to go down into the cisterns looking for junk he could clean up and sell. One day, a few weeks back, he comes out and tells me the cisterns are haunted. Said he could hear spirits wailing. Of course, nobody believed him, because who trusts a Carthaginian, right? Anyway, a few days later, he goes back in. And hours go by, and he hasn't come back out, yeah? So I go down after him, and it's dark. But in the distance, I can just make out his body, sprawled out on the ground, and hunched over him was something that made my blood run cold. No word of a lie, I saw a creature. Like the corpse of a man who'd been flayed, and it was eating Hannibal.
Wouldn't that have broken the golden rule?
If it was a man, maybe. But I swear on my life this was no man. More like a Strix, or some Versipelus that feeds on human flesh. I didn't stick around to see which.
What did you do?
What any sane person would have done. I legged it out of there, and put a sign at the door to warn the others.
That was a great story, but now I'm even more curious.
Without a weapon? Well, it's your funeral.
Maybe I should find this bow. Loading screen. Okay. Didn't want to go that way anyway. Not yet. Not yet. I've been in here. Yes. This goes to here. Nighttime, nighttime, nighttime.
Hello?
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 Why are you in a cage?
My name's Dooley. I live here now because I got in trouble and they said they had to lock me up.
What did you do?
I don't know. I don't remember things so good. I think it's just because I was looking for treasure.
Did somebody think you were going to steal?
Yes. But I wasn't. I was just looking. They said I did it more than once. But I can't remember things so good. Then they called me mean names. They called me a liar, Billy.
Liability?
Yes. They said I have to live here now, and gave me this letter. But I'm not good with words. Do you think you could read it for me?
I'll give it a look. Magistrate Sentius to Duilius. I'm writing to you in relation to your corrigible antisocial behaviour arising from your obsession with an alleged lost treasure. While I'm sympathetic to your plight and the passing of your guardian Hannibal some weeks ago, I wish to impress upon you an important message. The treasure you seek does not exist. Given your memory limitations, it is likely you simply misremembered. More importantly, since you have, on several occasions, been caught trespassing, including around the cisterns that are strictly off limits to all citizens, I've recently come to the conclusion that you're a liability to this community and must have your freedom limited lest you break the golden rule. It is my hope that this letter will assist you to remember where you are incarcerated should you experience further lapses in memory.
What does it say?
It says they caught you trespassing and they locked you up to stop you breaking the golden rule.
My treasure.
What treasure?
My friend Hannibal used to look after. He said he always would. But then, he died. It was very sad.
In the cistern, apparently.
If anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious hidden away. He gave me this key and made me promise to keep it safe until I found the treasure. But I couldn't find it. All I remember is he said something about the cisterns, but when I went up to the high one, they put me in here. Now nobody looks after me, except my friend Galerius and Ek, the priestess lady. She's a nice lady.
I can try and find out what it unlocks. I think I know where it goes already.
Said I shouldn't give it to anyone I didn't trust. But maybe you could help me get out of here. Then I would trust you a lot.
Fair enough.
You're mean. I don't like you.
Alright. Hello. I did not do it. Well, it's something else to consider. Hello. Got a little bit of an amphitheater. The Myth of the Golden Rule by Duratus the Younger. As per our custom, I shall begin by paying respects to the god responsible for this city. For our continued prosperity and tranquil seclusion, he deserves our admiration. But here I must depart from custom, for his attempt at imposing strict rule upon us is oppressive and overreaching and deserving of our contempt. Just waving to each other. Oh, this goes over here. Cool, cool. Any reason why I'm all the way up here? Can I crouch? I can crouch. I have a health bar. First thing I know about it. Hello.
Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come.
Who are you?
The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the Forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives.
Fair enough. Nowhere to here.
There is only a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions.
Uh-huh.
They never do.
What do you think about the golden rule?
The bloodless shadows. This is their punishment.
Shades? You told me about that pattern you saw.
You think you wish to know, but you do not. It is better for you if you remain ignorant. Pandora's box must stay closed. I'll say no more.
I'll be going now.
The newly arrived are ignorant of the road before them.
Uh-huh. Model arena. Small wooden
This
model
area is private.
arena.
Please leave.
Don't you just love springtime?
Oven keg. Up. Through. What is this place? Bottle of wine, possibly the last in the city. Okay. Bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Man in a very small boat. Something? Brains? Heart? This is called accursed. Yeah. Taitos offers up his innards to be torn, stretched over 9 fields. Perhaps drops water. Sisyphus attack or pursue the stone that always returns. Nah. Okay. Where's this going? Up. And up. How did you come to be tied to that? Okay, this goes back here again. A little bit dark around here.
Whatever's in that great temple up there on the bluff, I bet it's worth a fortune.
Very vitchy.
Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Dacius. Terrible shame what happened to Yulia, but we just have to carry on, don't we? Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii.
It's this guy. How would I come up with that?
That's hardly my concern. But if you get a job, work hard and save your coins, you should be able to afford it within, say, 5 years?
Or if I steal enough. You're price gouging over life-saving medicine.
Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it.
Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Never mind.
You sure you're feeling alright? If you're hearing things, perhaps you should pay a visit to Lucretia's clinic. We don't want another Navia on our hands.
What happened to Navia?
She claimed the statues were whispering to her. Nobody else could hear it. Then she shut herself in the palace and we never heard from her again. But I digress. Do you want this Sylphium or not?
Well, I do, but I can't afford it, can I?
Well, if you did that, you'd break the golden rule, and we'd share the same fate as the last lot who lived here. Is that what you want?
I suppose you're right.
Agree on something. Now, do you want to make a purchase? Very well. Perhaps I can interest you in something within your budget?
Well, that's something I could work on. What's your story?
How did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale.
Go on then.
Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious objects liberated from the enemies of Rome. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave, fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome, just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, hoping to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing through a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it, and I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin, so I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done.
You chose the cart, didn't you?
Of course I chose the cart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl if I still have my money. So I put my hand on the cart, and I guess she realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift motion, she topples the whole bloody thing into the Tiber.
Understandable.
Naturally, I dived in after it, hoping to salvage my fortune. Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something, because everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank, not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single silver coin.
Commiserations.
Thank you, friend. But it turns out it might have been a stroke of good fortune, because this place is a veritable treasure trove. Look around you, there must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here.
That's the problem, isn't it?
I'm afraid not. If you're desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the tavern claims to know of a way out, but I'm not sure I trust her. Some people here are a little shady for my liking.
Really?
Oh yeah, gotta watch out. Old Dacius has got your back though.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the golden rule?
It's terrible for inflation is what it is. There's so much gold just lying around, it's practically worthless. At least down here. Of course, I have an idea for generating real wealth, but what I need is a bow. Just a simple composite bow. I've scoured this city from top to bottom with no luck. But if you happen to find one, bring it to me and we'll talk.
I'm also looking for a bow. Wasn't the magistrate banned weapons there?
Oh, well, technically yes, but that just means you'll need to be a little discreet.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, friend.
Any idea who's threatening Virgil?
I don't, I'm afraid. But I did overhear Fabia telling Georgius she saw something. She was headed to the baths not long ago.
Okay. I'll be off.
Very well. Another time.
Fear is proof of a degenerate
Name's
mind.
Rufius. Better watch your step.
Who are you?
Can't talk long. Got to stay sharp, but family's from Seleucia and Tigris, Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions. The 6th. One they call Ironclads.
Well, you are clad in iron. How do you end up here?
Same way as everyone else.
Fortune smile on you, brother.
Lovely. Why are you still wearing the armor?
Because we're all in grave danger. Is it not obvious?
Understandable. I think I know the answer to this.
Magistrate made me toss it in the chasm. Stupid. Going to have to improvise now.
What was your weapon? Was it a bow? That would be nice.
If you were dealing with what I am, you wouldn't be either.
What are you dealing with?
Nobody is supposed to know about that. Did Lucretia tell you?
Didn't tell me who it was.
Look, I haven't been at my best lately. All my joints ache constantly, and the pain. It has a way of messing with your head. I get stirred up by things that shouldn't bother me, and then there's the statues, and my doubts about my faith. And I just want to scream.
I don't think screaming will break the golden rule.
To help me.
Should be good.
Do what Lucretia hasn't been able to do. And find me something to make the pain go away. Until then, get out of my face.
Fair enough, I guess.
I love your
Salve.
clothes. So exotic.
Oh, thank you.
What now?
Nothing.
Please.
How are you doing?
Oh, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia, and I hope I'm not being too forward, but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued. There's a light in your eyes I've never seen before. A certain learning and sophistication.
Not interested.
Oh, I see. You prefer the company of men. Maybe you should go and make friends with Virgil instead.
Not interested in that
Take
either.
back what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore. Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do business. So, what brings you to my tavern?
Who are you?
Ugh, let it go. Nothing's going to happen between us.
Do you know a way out of here?
You know, normally, I'd expect you to buy me a drink before asking if I want to get out of here.
An escape from the city.
I guess that went right over your head. Never mind. As a matter of fact, I do know a way out. I'm happy to tell you all about it, but this is valuable information we're talking about, and I don't just give it out like some cheap oracle. So, how badly do you want it? Is it worth, say, 1,000 denarii to you?
What do all these people want money? What are they going to do with it? This is a highly closed economy.
I think of it this way. I have something of value, and I'm willing to share it for a price. That's not unethical. That's just good business. Now, do you want it or not?
Why haven't you used it yet?
Simple. It's a one-way trip, and I'm not ready to go just yet. I like my life here. One day, maybe, but not now.
How do I know this isn't a scam?
If I took your money without giving you what I promised, I'd be breaking the golden rule, wouldn't I?
Would you?
And I have no interest in doing that.
If you say so.
Well, I can't tell you too much, or you'd figure it out for yourself. But I promise you, you'll never have to spend another hour in this city ever again.
Uh-huh.
What's the matter? Can't afford it?
No.
Well, perhaps you could take out a loan. I understand Malleolus has lent money to others, on occasion.
What do you think about the golden rule?
I just try not to think about it. Drink helps with that. As the saying goes, to drink is human, so we drink.
To err is human.
Certainly. For 10 denarii.
Fine.
Have you met Livia? She used to do my hair, until one day she just snapped. This place has that effect on people. Now, she just stands around, caked in filth, muttering nonsense to
Whatever's
herself.
in that great temple
It's
up
a
there on
real
the bluff,
shame.
I
Now I have
bet
to do
it's
my
worth
own
a
hair.
fortune.
I hear that if Malleolus is elected, he's gonna throw a small festival to celebrate, with entertainment and everything. Can't wait to find out what it is.
What is going on with that shadow?
Whatever you like.
I have nothing else to say.
All right. See ya.
Beer. Ugh. More beer. More beer. Locked chest. Perfume.
You stay away from my money.
Don't intend to touch your money.
Statues is worth on the outside.
Many shall suffer for the sins of the one. Hello.
You're trespassing. Get out, now.
Seems to be where most people actually live, then. Oh, really? Carving of a lion. Looks Egyptian, apparently. This is your final warning, sinner. Stone carving.
Don't you just love springtime?
It sure does spring.
Ixion turns.
Hello.
Any news about my secret admirer?
It's Rufius. I found an incomplete letter to you in his house.
You went snooping in his place? That was risky. We're lucky you didn't cross any lines.
He was
Have
out.
you spoken to him about it?
Not yet.
I would talk to him myself. But I think that would just inflame the situation. It's probably best if you do it, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Nice to talk to you. I'll ask you again. Please leave.
I had things to say to you.
Salve.
You again.
Me again.
No idea what you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so what? What are you going to do about it? And why should I? The one true God says that for man to lie with another man is an abomination. His presence here is a threat to us all.
If that's true, why hasn't the golden rule been broken already?
Well, I don't know. Maybe God hasn't noticed yet. But when he does, we're going to have a problem. There's only one true God. And he laid waste to Sodom and Gomorrah. Because of exactly this kind of thing.
Blech.
I am doing that. If I was about to get everyone else killed, I would want someone to stop me. I don't like where this is going. Smart. Now get lost. We're done talking.
Well, that didn't go too well. How do I open menu like that? Steel resin. Get into there somehow. Cistern. Let's just keep exploring for now. Yeah, not really much to do here. Hello? I wonder. Can't squeeze through there. Can climb up here though. Where's this going? Where is this going? Climb ladder. Ooh. Thought I could walk on that. I can't. Well, now I'm kind of stuck in the middle of nowhere. Don't want to jump down there, that's for sure. Whoa. Jumped inside a rock. Let's just go back down this way. Can't see anything in there. Definitely something over there. I don't know how I would get to it. And then this just goes back over this way. Alright. Hold on. Okay, yeah, there's nothing down there that I can't already get to. Do I go down from here? Could just drop down. Whoops. Could just fall down. What's that plant? It's a plant. Definitely a plant. Something up there that I can't reach. I feel like I am missing some kind of movement option somewhere. Money? Money. Another bottle of wine. Well, neither of them are the last bottle in the city, then. Goes back here again. I hear something bleating. Pointing. Goose eggs. That's who I heard bleating. What if I jumped down? What would happen? I wonder what would happen. Can't go that way. Got myself stuck on a tree. Read that before, I think. If I did drop down, how would I go about getting back out again? It's really the main problem. That and fall damage.
Arve. Arve again. Did you find what you need? And did you notice anything? A pattern?
Some people mentioned memory lapses.
That's true. I know I wasn't entirely sure how I wound up here. It's as I feared. I think I understand what poor Livia has been going through. Let me ask you this. Did you happen to encounter a stranger in the forest before you arrived here?
I did, in fact.
And did you happen to catch her name?
Nope.
I see. And was this stranger by any chance wearing a hood? Because I've seen her before. There's something I think you should see. I think you'd better follow me to the baths.
Alright.
But don't follow too closely. We can't have people thinking we're bathing together. I'm afraid this area is private. I must ask you to leave.
Well, I can just run off in that general direction. And then wait. Unless, of course, you only move when I'm nearby. Parkour. You gonna go anywhere at any time? Or you're just gonna sleep? Oh, it is night time. Why can't I jump over that? I just have to wait for day. Or I find something else to do. That light is turned on.